What you're watching is another embodiment of my life philosophy, and that is get out and adventure. Now, I think most of y'all know at this point, I like most types of motorcycle riding. Not all, but most. And I have been posting some here in the project, and like this video on the B channel. The first thing that strikes me when I watch this footage and relive it is I wonder how long I will be able to do this. How long my health will hold out, how long I'll have financial resources to do it, how long my schedule will allow trips like this. But getting back to the adventure philosophy, jam in as much as you can when you can, because you just don't know when those other things will go away. You have no way to foresee the future. You have no way to foresee your health problems you'll have. And you may look back on a video like this and go, man, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I took that Yamaha FJR 1300 over Ebbetts Pass in the great state of California, and I rode that day. And that's my first thought when I relive this footage of how fun it was. I gotta tell you though, it's funner when I'm riding with my son, Tactical Doodle, or a friend. In this particular trip, I'm actually driving over Ebbetts Pass, that's in the Sierra Nevadas in California, to rendezvous with Tactical Doodle for some more riding in Northern California. And just on a whim, I decided to GoPro it. I'm really amazed at California. The more I explore it, the more massive I realize it is. If you go to Northern California,
this is living.
You just don't see that many people. It's really easy to gain solitude in California, surprisingly to a lot of people who don't live there. And a motorcycle is a great way to do it. Specifically a sport tourer like the Yamaha FJR 1300. Notice on this road, for instance, how many cars are you seeing? Exactly. There's hardly any cars at all. I pull over here to show you where we're at, Ebbetts Pass, elevation 8730. Now, this was a weekday. We came through this pass later on in the weekend. They had some bike race going on here, and it was very crowded. But middle of the week, summertime, this was June, you have this beautiful, smooth, no gravel road all to yourself. It is somewhat technical. It's narrow, as you can see, and you need to have a certain line and skill set to stay safe. You are well out of cell phone range. No cell phone service up here at all. It'd be spot messenger if I got in trouble, and help might be a long ways away. Check this out though. This is what I'm talking about in California. This is a high alpine lake right on the road. I mean, this little lake reminds me of ones I have backpacked to many decades past. I've shown some of them to you here in the project. Look at this.
That's cool.
I mean, what a cool and special experience it is if you took your buddy, a family member, up on the motorcycle and you have lunch right here at this lake after carving through that wonderful road. Amazing. But it is remote, and now it gets even more technical. We're coming down the east side of Ebbetts Pass. I forget the highway number. You guys can look it up on the map. But this is a dangerous road, potentially, again, if you're doing something foolish or you're just not paying attention, which can happen to anybody. I often wonder where all the sport bikers are. When I get into these deep technical sections in the mountains in all the states I drive in, I never see sport bikers. Well, I won't say never, but it's rare. The other day, Tactical Doodle and I saw a group of 3 sport bikers deep in a mountainous area like this. I just find it strange because this is such beautiful sport biking territory. There's no cars, no roads, and no audiences. Maybe that's why sport bikers aren't here. A lot of them like squirting around town, looking cool, going fast. But dude, if you're a sport biker and you really like carving, this is the type of road you want to come on. Now, it is a multi-use road. There are bicyclists, there's other vehicles. Again, I cannot overstress the importance of your skill set, knowing how to manage your bike. Look at this. This is a 100-foot drop-off straight ahead, 12 o'clock. If I miss this turn, it goes down 100 foot.
That is a cliff. Probably 100-foot drop off if you miss that corner.
So you just kind of take it a little bit easy. I've said in previous videos I am a medium aggressive motorcyclist. I will stick with that. I like getting on it. I like performing the bike to its potential. But I'll have to say when I get to an area like this and I am alone, so I have no backup from a partner, for that matter cell phone service, I step it down a notch.
Look at that.
Look at the views right there. Sometimes
California.
I get in a hurry to get where I'm going,
Very cool.
and I have to force myself. You need to just stop and soak it in, soak in the experience. That's what I did here. I just pulled off and GoPro'd it so you could see where it is. I love the rock formations, the high, the old growth trees in the area, spruce, firs. A lot of the places on the coastal ranges in California you'll see cedars, even redwoods. Just amazing. But like I was saying, I step it down a notch. And when I drive, I'm either touring, i.e. looking at what I'm doing, or perhaps I'm going to sport tour. I'm going to get on a little bit, maybe perform the bike for exhilaration, for fun, for recreation. And in the videos I post, at least on a variety of street bikes, you'll see me doing this. But I really bounce back and forth, and I always stay well within the skill set, well within what is, I believe, common sense. Check this out. This is an old cabin that I came across as we come down the east side. And if you're an explorer and adventurer, you can't help but wonder who lived here, what was their life like, how difficult was their life, and then contrasting that difficult life with how easy we got it, what would they think of us today? I really wanted to stop and investigate this cabin. It was boarded, no trespassing. That red one I think had a historical plaque on it. I may go back there later on and read it. It fascinates me. The history of these hills, of all the states I go to, just fascinates me. I like to drink it in, and I like to appreciate the people who lived here long before we did. Now the scenery transitions into the valley as we approach, I think it's Markleyville, California. The road's still twisty and turny, not quite as technical as it was up in the mountainous section. But again, do you notice the lack of anything? Cars. No cars. I mean, it is so vacant. Here I can see the opposite corner. I'm just going to cut the apex on a turn and come in here in a little bit. And I'm able to get on a little bit. That's fun. Like I said, I'll bounce back and forth depending on the style of riding. It's exhilarating, man. I kind of wish I'd filmed this earlier in the day when the sun was better. I think you might be able to see the clock on the instrumentation. I think it's around 7 o'clock or something, I forget. And I was pushing to meet Tactical Doodle, so that's why I really didn't stop at the cabin. Beautiful river running next to the road. I can't really film it because the GoPro's on the right side. And in these videos I'm always debating how do I mount the GoPro, which by the way is functioning much better since I updated its firmware. Last year it was deleting a lot of files, the GoPro Hero 4 or 3, I forget which one it is, and it's doing good now. Here I opted for the helmet mount because you can see the scenery so much better. Getting ready to exit the canyon here, and it was just a spectacular ride. Again, it's funner when I'm with my son or a buddy, but with you guys here to share it, it's actually just as meaningful, because maybe it'll inspire you to do something like this. It's not a motorcycle, it'll be a bicycle. Look at this cool freaking tunnel as we approach Carson City. Awesome. Man, I love this bike. Yamaha FJR 1300. It is probably my overall favorite street bike that I've ever ridden, just because of what it can do. Just like this. Thanks for watching. More rides coming up in TMP. See ya.